Hey, what's up everybody? It's Joel Hancock from Hancock Law Firm. Got another 5 o'clock video today. Today is Friday. I have a confession to make. It's actually not 5 o'clock as I'm recording this. This is going to be pre-recorded for the first time. As y'all know, I have 3 little boys and 2 of them are getting ready to start back at school in another couple of weeks, and the oldest said to me earlier this week, "Papa, we haven't done anything all summer." And the truth is, we really haven't done a whole lot. You know, I'm starting a new law firm, and the weather was kind of bad. So I have neglected putting that off for long enough. And as you are watching this today, hopefully I will be beside a pool somewhere. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to talk with y'all a little bit today about payment plans. Payment plans are an option that a lot of attorneys offer, and I think that it's the kind of thing that you almost always only see the pro side, the good side, the advantage of doing a payment plan. So I want to talk to you about those today, as well as some of the disadvantages of paying your attorney through a payment plan. So first of all, as if it needed any clarification, let me talk to you about what kind of a payment plan you may be on with your attorney if you decide to do one. Generally, what I do, and I'll tell my clients that I work with 2 parameters when it comes to money. And let me start with a disclaimer before I even get into that, is that the least favorite part of my job is talking about money with clients. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to do it. It's part of the job, but if I could, if I could just represent you in court without having to worry about getting paid, without having to worry about whether or not you can come up with the money, that would be ideal. But we don't live in an ideal world, and so we have to deal with it. So what I normally tell my clients is that the 2 parameters that I work with are, number 1, you got to have some money up front before I start. And number 2, you got to have everything before I finish. What that means is I'm not finishing a case, and most attorneys will not finish a case. Your case will not be resolved. You're not going to get the outcome that you think you want or you deserve. You're not going to get it until you have paid your attorney. And if you don't pay your attorney, then they're not going to represent you anymore. So pay before you start, finish paying before the case is done. So what are the advantages of some of that? Well, the obvious advantage is that you can pay over time. It frees up your money to be able to, your life is already complicated enough because of the criminal charge. And so by working with an attorney that is going to work with you on payments, that takes away some of the stress and financial burden of having to hire an attorney to represent you for it. It also allows you to free up some money for other things that may be necessary for your defense. For example, you may have a case that's going to require you to do some rehab or some treatment as a result of a drug problem or addiction or an alcohol problem. It'll free up some money so that you can go, or so that you can hire experts, expert witnesses in your case. It'll free up money so that you can get money together to take classes, maybe do a polygraph test, do evaluations, a number of other things. So it's not hard to see why it is that having a payment plan with your attorney can work to your advantage. The difficult thing is that when you see that possibility of, oh, well, I'll only have to do X amount of dollars per month until everything's paid off, you don't see those disadvantages. And that is, well, before I talk about the disadvantages, let me remind you what the goal is when you hire an attorney. That is, you want to get the best possible outcome in your case. What you need to realize is that can be a moving target. Remember the video that I did about all the moving parts in district court, all of the players, all of the DAs, the judges, the officers. The outcome that you get is in a lot of ways going to be determined by when you take care of your case. And so if you take a long time to pay off your attorney, or if you're on a payment plan and you know that your case isn't going to be resolved until you're paid in full, then it is possible that you're going to be unable to take advantage of an opportunity that presents itself at some early date in the case, because you're still working on getting your attorney hired and getting other things in play to be prepared to take care of the case. So what that is going to do is it's going to create friction between you and your attorney. You're going to start viewing your attorney as a bill collector. You're going to think that he doesn't care about the outcome of the case. You're going to think that he's only in it for the money. I mean, none of these things are true, but these are things that are going to go through your mind when you know, as the case drags on and your attorney's like, hey, look, I mean, if you can get everything paid off this week, it may be a good time to take care of it. Well, you don't pay it off, you don't take care of it, and then you think, man, I probably could have gotten my case resolved. I could have gotten it dismissed this week, or I would have been found not guilty this week, but this jerk is still trying to get money from me. So it creates friction. It puts stress on the relationship between you and your attorney. And remember last week when I talked about why you don't want to lie to your attorney, one of the main reasons is because you don't want that friction. You don't want that stress in that relationship, because that relationship is basically all you've got. Is what you got going for you in this case. So not paying your attorney in a timely fashion, or even just being on a payment plan, you run the risk of putting stress in that relationship and ruining the process for you. In addition to, not only does it create friction and stress between you and your attorney, but it can also cause problems with the DA and with the judge. There's going to come a point in every case, it doesn't matter how simple, how complicated, how big of a deal it is, how little of a deal it is, where the people on the other side are going to say, look, we got to take care of this, we got to do something. And you want to do the case on your terms. You want to, you want your attorney to be the one that's going to the DA and the judge saying, we're ready to take care of this and this is what we propose. You want to be prepared and ready to go so that you can frame the frame the outcome of the case, or frame at least the understanding of the case for the other players involved. And if you delay, and if your attorney is putting off going and talking to the DA about your case because he hasn't been paid yet, it can create problems for you down the road. The DA is going to get annoyed, think, man, we got to go ahead and do something with this. Why aren't they talking to me about it? Fine, just put them in prison, something like that. That's a possible outcome. So you can avoid that. You can avoid that by paying your attorney as soon as possible and showing that you're ready to take care of the case. I put down here, best practice, pay your lawyer as soon as you can so that he or she can do his job rather than trying to, spending all his time trying to get money from you. So I think if you do it that way, you're going to be way more pleased and way more impressed by the job that your attorney does than if the only thing that you ever see your attorney do is call you and ask for money. So keep that in mind. Payment plans can work to your benefit if you do it the right way. Try and make as many, or make as big a payments as you can in over as short a period as possible to get your attorney paid and ready to go. Otherwise, you may not be happy with the way that everything plays out. So those are my tips and my thoughts for today about payment plans. If y'all have any questions, comments, leave them down in the comments section below. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I forgot to mention that last week we surpassed over 100,000 views of our videos on Facebook. So I am truly grateful for all the support and for y'all liking, watching, commenting, and reacting to the videos on my page. It has been a fun 3 months, and I'm looking forward to some more. So I'll see y'all next week.